I mean,
but
it's kind of not even an attempt. I get like, well, everyone
many
has
attempts.
We talked about this with the Kimmel stuff.
Yeah.
Which I'd like to point out, I took a very principled free speech stance because I do believe in that. And I was like, we shouldn't be canceling Kimmel.
Yeah. And he wasn't canceled at the end of the day.
And he wasn't canceled. But everyone just has different like definitions of what cancel culture is, like depending usually on like their personal experiences.
Right.
Like for Dave Portnoy, it's like when they release a sex tape or, you know, if you lose your job but basically, yeah, like losing a job, which I did. And then losing my representation, which
you
also
did.
happened.
Yeah.
Is kind of like, I feel like it checks the boxes of being canceled.
Definitely, yeah.
But
I think that's the main criteria. Did you lose a livelihood over it? And you can make the point that your main livelihood and source of income is your podcast. But at the same time, that wasn't nothing. Well, I wouldn't even call it a side hustle. It's just like a parallel career.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, definitely not a livelihood for sure.
But that's not true. It is part of your livelihood to make some income off of acting and writing and filmmaking. So
I can still do those things.
Right.
But yeah, I lost some income that I would have had I done this film. Which, by the way, I mean, I really want to.
Yeah, I don't know how much you want to talk about this or what you want to disclose, and we can like cut whatever. But
I'm just trying to be really careful because it's like, okay, I do understand why my Hollywood talent agency would drop me. Absolutely. I'm not like crazy. I'm not like, what?
Yes.
What do you mean? And if it had happened after we had Nick on, which no one really cared about, or kind of at all, definitely not my reps.
Yes.
Maybe they secretly did, but they didn't no one was like, you really did it this time.
Right.
The delay and then like the sequence of events. And then I knew it was this guy.
Right.
Because someone texted me and was like, because I know that he's emailed my reps before and he's kind of like had it out for me. I didn't realize how tangled what was the headline? It was like, the
dark
long
and thorny
road to Dasha's Hollywood shunning.
Yeah.
Just all the language.
I don't feel like you're exactly shunned from Hollywood. And in a weird way, when people try to cancel other people and succeed to varying degrees, they often, like the canceller often comes out looking worse than the canceled. And also they often say, it's not like they do you a solid, but you come out, the canceled comes out better off than they would to begin with.
Yeah. I think you can parlay.
But that's a recent development. That wasn't the case when like cancel culture first took off and people had not only their livelihoods, but their lives ruined.
Yeah. And you're right. I did work as an actress from time to time.
Yeah.
But definitely not enough to warrant like an article about me getting dropped. Like that seemed a little... It felt like I was kind of collateral damage.
Yeah.
In a fight that wasn't really about me.
Say more?
Well, because no one cared about Nick until Tucker had him on.
Right, yeah.
And then that kind of sparked...
Like a snowball effect?
I don't know. I just seemed like it just made sense, of course.
Yeah, I mean, and the guy like took that as his opportunity to strike, even though he'd been sharpening his knives for years and like writing emails to your reps. My first thought when it happened was like, bitch, like how you gonna get fired by people who work for you?
First of all, yeah, you don't get dropped from your agency. They
like like you pay these people to find you jobs.
Yeah.
They're taking a cut of your income.
Yeah. But they can drop me. They don't have to represent me. I would have dropped me a while ago.
Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing, like the like gray area or fine print. It's like, I guess technically they're under no obligation to continue working with a person who, like, ostensibly on paper violates their views or commitments or, quote, spreads hate in the industry, which I don't think you were doing because you were working in a parallel industry.
I mean, I don't think I was really spreading hate at all.
Like at all, yeah.
Even in the lucrative world of podcasting.
Yeah, and originally, like, my feeling was that you should go on record and tell your side of the story, but I don't even know if there's a point to it because this guy ended up coming out of it looking so bad that there's really no defending him. Like, even people who hate you and who are like, she sucks and I don't want to defend her,
it's
are
crazy.
like, this guy looks like such a bitch made loser,
like the most clear-cut villain in the story. And because I was kind of like, well, first I got really drunk,
and
then
you took some clones.
Then the next day I did a benzo, blackout, kind of just gonna sleep through it. Then I kind of started to get my bearings back, and then I was like, okay, like, this really blew up. Yeah. So I feel like I should say something. Yes. And people kind of told me not to because they said it would go away if I didn't say anything.
But it didn't.
It kind of didn't. And also, if I do say something, it goes away also. Right. Eventually. It just like, there is like soundness to, if you don't want this to be protracted, just stay quiet. Which I really didn't. I found it all very, like, the quote shunning, the public shaming aspect of it. Not just like, if they had dropped me discreetly. Also, I've been like functionally blacklisted basically for a while. And I could have just been dropped, quietly, and that would have still been kind of sad because it sucks to feel like on a personal level just like an agent to someone who like believes in you. Yeah. And that's the word. That's the real, that was the most upsetting
pain
part
and betrayal.
For me, that I had a very long relationship with my agent.
Yeah, who I know.
Yeah, we both. Yeah. And
who I'm friendly with. That's crazy. Yeah.
I'm grateful to him for even sticking with me for so long, but the way that all of this transpired was just like pretty unprofessional.
Yes. Poor guy. He had enough of us roasting him and his dog on the podcast. But I read the Hollywood Reporter article.
Right, and then that piece dropped and I was like, oh, maybe I don't have to say anything because this is like, what? And I knew it was this guy. And I was told that it was a contributing factor, but it wasn't the reason. Yeah. Which I guess is true-ish.
Yes.
But basically
you had accumulated all this ill will
from this one guy.
Yeah. And they finally took the bait and dropped you or whatever. But I read that article and I couldn't really tell whether the reporter who wrote it agreed with the guy or his views. But even he couldn't help but make him look bad and absurd. I think the whole article is like washed in pathos for this guy.
And I think partly they were so kind of thirsty for a story. Yeah. And I was giving them nothing. Right. And then this guy, obviously, he wants the press. He calls up Seth Abramovich or whatever. Yeah. And he's like, I'm the guy. He calls up
his cousin at the Hollywood Reporter.
He's like, not even.
His BFF. obviously I'm like so sorry that this happened to you, but
it's okay.
I'm glad I could capitalize off of your misery. And if this is all it takes, I will continue sabotaging your career.
That's so insulting when people say that you like, I mean, it's insulting to you because
it's insulting to the both of us.
Yeah.
Because it makes me look like a vile and malevolent bitch who's like secretly jealous of you and trying to run you off the road. And it makes you look like a gullible and like retarded bitch who's just going along with Puppet Master Anna, who's like, Dasha, we need to have Steve Bannon, Steve Saylor, Curtis Jarvin.
You need to get your
Bronze Age
racism levels away.
You're not racist enough for me.
I mean, you didn't even want to have Nick on the pod.
I know. Well, that's the funny thing. Is that,
I was begging.
That it was your idea. And I think we had our first disagreement over it, and it was pretty amicable, which is why I love you, because you're easygoing and it's always chill. But like,
well, I played the hospital when I got out of the hospital.
Yes,
I said,
but like, I didn't even want to have this guy on, and I'm glad we did it. And I have to say, a lot of people are going to be mad at me. I liked the guy personally, and I enjoyed talking to him.
You're talking about Nick Fuentes.
Yes,
we're talking. Yeah.
And we've had just as bad people on the podcast before. The difference is that he is by far the most famous,
influential,
one, and he's also the most critical of Israel and the Jews. And I don't really have a problem with anything that he says about blacks, women, Jews, any other group. I don't think that it's that scandalous or disqualifying, and I can tell when he's joking versus when he's being serious. My issue with him historically was about the role he serves in the zeitgeist, or whatever you want to call it, because I was worried that he was a guy who was basically driving a wedge in the right to make it easier for the left to win. And I even said that to his face, not because I wanted to grill him or give him a hard time, but because like I could not respect myself at the end of the day if I didn't take it up with him.
I told him I was a Philo-Semite.
Yeah, but
on that episode, actually,
on the whole, like a pretty.
You agree with Nick on more stuff than I do, for sure.
And I thought it was a pretty like interesting and compelling conversation, and I think we got a lot out of him that most people wouldn't have. And when people say, "Oh, it was a softball interview," I don't necessarily think that's the case. It's just like, we're women, so we're automatically going to be more agreeable and conciliatory in the tone we take, in the way that we communicate.
They want me to cry like Adam Friedland.
Yeah, they want us to go and scold and attack him and corner him so that he's like, fuck these weird and annoying bitches. I'm being ambushed. I didn't want to do that to him.
Of course
I wanted
not.
him to be able to speak his piece and let people draw their own conclusions.
You can't tell us, like Trump said.
As Trump said, yeah.
That I was in a little bit of a benzo haze when that happened, but
Daddy gave everyone permission.
He literally
it's okay to interview Nick Fuentes.
He said, "You can't tell them who to interview. Let people let people decide for themselves. Let people speak."
Yeah, and like now, just today they were sharing a new clip where he talks about how we need to destroy the GOP and replace it with like a left-right.
Nick.
Populist coalition. The left has to give up immigration and the right has to give up Israel. And he's a smart guy. He's 100% right about the GOP, by the way. It's rotten and corrupt and dead in the water and beholden to the donors. But he also...
I don't think he's right about Trump.
Well, but he 100% also knows that asking the left to give up immigration is like asking the GOP to give up Israel. It's, a non-starter. It's a deal breaker with them. It's not happening. And he 100% knows, I think, that in any populist coalition, things get pushed leftward versus rightward. And he knows that and doesn't care.
That's not necessarily true. I mean,
more will be revealed also.
I saw Dinesh D'Souza saying he's finally coming out with the National Socialism part of his whole project. Right. That he is really a Nazi, that this whole populist thing is, going to he's saying like the mirror of what you're saying, where he's like,
Yeah.
it's going to make things more authoritarian, right?
Yeah. I don't.
Or his aim.
I mean, again, yeah. More will be.
I don't
revealed.
know. I don't. It's just. It's not really.
But remember on that episode when I was like at the end, well, what do you say to the people who claim you're a Democratic operative? And he got kind of miffed and upset and was like, oh, come on, Anna. I don't know what you mean. You don't have to do this. We just had a nice conversation. And like, again, I really wasn't trying to like put him on the spot or make him feel bad or anything like that. But he definitely knows what I'm talking about.
Well, people accuse him of it.
Yeah.
So he's aware that he has that reputation for sure.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. And so like, again, like I like the guy personally. I'll say it, but I'm very skeptical as to what his role is within American politics moving forward. And I like, he's young and talented, and I hope that he is a force for good and not a force for bad.
But what about my career?
Yeah.
And what about my career?
Well,
okay, what about
my
showbiz?
My feeling about that is that you will triumph in the end. I told you that right away. And I feel like it's very, I think people come to you and they're like well-meaning and want to comfort and console you. And it's hard to see how things will play out when it's happening to you. And of course it feels like unpleasant and overwhelming to have so many people talking about, even when people have your back, even when they are on your side, it's still kind of unpleasant to have that much exposure.
Well, it's just I was supposed to be in Utah.
Yeah.
Candace Owens, take note, maybe something to look into there. I wasn't even supposed to be here right now.
I know.
I was supposed to be working on this movie, which I was cast in also a while ago. The Fuentes ep came out a while ago. Right. I was living my damn life.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
And then I was told, yeah, like you don't have reps and you should hire a crisis publicist.
Yeah.
And I was like,
you don't have
why?
Jews, so you should hire more Jews.
Yeah, they're like, we're already taking the Jews you have away, but we're gonna get you if you want.
New
You
Jews.
can pay this one to. I don't know. I said I don't want a crisis publicist. I don't want a crisis.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like it was before the article, and I was like, oh, and then I got a text that was like, hey, I'm writing an article for Deadline. Blah blah, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
And a little bit. Honestly, I kind of feel like somehow Yimbies did it. Because they did it to try to demoralize and distract me because I was getting too close to uncovering major corruption at the Department of Buildings that I was going to expose on my Substack or something. Like, I don't know. I was gearing up. I was making a lot of really salient points, and
you should start a
they had to take
where
me
you
down
like crash out and make like oblique references to all the people who are trying to ruin you.
But I don't know if you believe the Hollywood Reporter. It wasn't the Yimbies. It was this guy.
It was this guy. Which, okay, by the way, I'm gonna white knight you. Here's a few facts about him. So he's like a failed actor turned a failed producer, and he's been on this like tireless years-long messianic quest to get you dropped by your agency. This includes email and Instagram campaigns. I don't think they mentioned his porn, but he was in a Bang Bros video.
He's done, yeah.
Why? Okay, how are there?
It's disgusting.
Multiple interchangeable, fat, disheveled, bespectacled Jewish guys who hate us and are communists
so much,
and somehow do porn and or are gamers.
Wait, who else did porn? Flores, not Jewish, but also all similar vibe.
I guess Noah Colwyn and John Gans.
They don't do porn. They're not pornographers,
but they should.
Oh, it's just the low. Like the
four horsemen of the Jew apocalypse.
It's so depressing because it's just so low.
Yeah.
And I guess you get the haters you deserve.
Well,
so.
and he listened to years of the podcast to like presumably
And
gather dirt on you.
Well, no, he kept emailing Gersh. They kept ignoring him.
Yeah. All the little details about the Gersh agents originally ignoring him when he started. And then they started to look at his stories.
He got the journalist to look at his stories.
Yeah. And it's just like so pathetic, especially like the whole pretense of it is pathetic to begin with. But the fact that this all unfolded through like casual social media interactions makes it even more pathetic.
Exactly.
Like,
it's not even like a proper scandal, really.
Yeah.
It's all kind of just this gross internet proxy of a scandal.
Like human centipede, yeah. And like, again, you know, all of this over a woman who on the last episode, which I'm sure he listened to, was bemoaning the fact that she couldn't bring herself to shell out for a $400 Dyson.
Who didn't even meet the earnings threshold for health insurance. Yeah. Like, I'm more successful than he is, but that's not really saying much. Like, why are you jealous of someone that's not even that successful of an actress, and why ruin them?
Well, yeah, and there's this like negative, like inverted parasocial element where he has like a fixation, obsession with you, but he's also a man, not a woman, so it's not straightforward jealousy. It's also probably sexually tinged.
Well, I think he clearly has kind of like Flores, who I hate to even invoke, but I think there's a sadomasochistic kind of like,
yeah, he has a humiliation thing, clearly.
So they go after me because then they know
he hates himself. Yeah,
because he hates himself, and then inevitably I take the bait and then do a little verbal humiliation. I know they're just coming in their pants.
Yeah.
So you can't even give them that. You can't even strike back.
I know.
Because these perverts come in their fucking pants.
Yeah.
If you talk about how they're gross and wrong.
Yeah, like,
they're abhorrent.
I know. And it's like basically like I told you girls, so essentially he's a covert narcissist who's bitter over his lack of success and seething over your success relative to him. And the only solution he can come up with to like seek psychic relief is to like wage a jihad against you and steal something from you while like assuming the pretense of a moral high ground because you're a bad and bigoted and racist person who's sowing hate in the industry, which is not what the industry stands for. It stands for gay race communism.
Even though he's been emailing them for years, so they know what I've been up to.
Yeah.
Doesn't reflect so well, really, on them either.
Yeah, and like
that they like caved to some like deadline pressure.
Yeah.
Once he teamed up with some journalist.
Yeah, I mean, this is like the perfect storm, but it just goes to show how even if the person that you're trying to cancel is a total piece of shit, and there have been some total pieces of shit that have been canceled, you are a much worse piece of shit if you try to cancel somebody.
Yeah.
Because the effort, the energy it takes to do that to somebody can be parlayed into doing something positive
for yourself
and constructive for yourself. Mm-hmm. Like, why do people not realize this? And you can say whatever, and it's not even righteous,
like my crusade against the Department of Building.
Yeah, or like the show, but I don't think there's ever been an instance where we've meddled in outcomes.
I mean, we just don't have the executive function to do that. I can't even, I don't think I'm like the best,
Yeah. Sure.
I think I'm like relatively pure of heart. I can be a little like, obviously I might be a little of a troll. Mm-hmm. And I guess I'm selfish because I place like my self-expression above,
yeah, sure.
polite society.